Okay. It is what it is. Okay, folks. Okay, sorry for the delay here. I'm at a bris, circumcision, a covenant, new baby child, new Jewish child brought into this world. So, and I'm trying to get into other on Facebook, wasn't. I'll be there in a few moments trying to get okay. Had a problem with my laptop. That didn't work. We're getting there. Good morning, folks. So let's say, in the meantime, let's say good morning to Rusty in Texas, Julia is in Pennsylvania, John in North Carolina, Simcha is with us in Florida, Rabbi in Morocco, Mark in Portland, Oregon, usually in, okay. Okay. Great. Who else is joining us? Margalo Gilama Josefa is joining us. You have to remind me from where. I forgot. Andrea in Phoenix. Mordechai is joining us in Texas, if I remember. June is in Australia. Toledo, Spain. Thank you. Right. Dam in Indonesia, Jackie is in Charlotte, North Carolina, joining us from Michael in Germany, Eugenia is in Calgary, Diane in Arizona, Peng in the Philippines, Simcha in Florida, I think I mentioned, Costa Rica, Amy is with us, Casey in Missouri, Davida and Liba in New York, Rena in Colorado. All right. Everybody can hear. Okay, great. We have Instagrammers with us. We have Natalie in England. We have Jersey in Akoya in Lima, Peru. We have Miss Gold. Beautiful. Okay, folks. I'm just coming from a bris. So, circumcision, and that's why the delay. The baby had other ideas, you know. But we're here. We're here. Today is a seal, a conclusion of the first book, Sefer Shabeinani. Beinani and Tanya, the intermediates, someone who has complete mastery over their actions, every word they say, and every cogitated, meditated thought. That's pretty powerful. So how do we conclude the first book of the Tanya? Is understanding where the presence of God is and how we create that presence of God in our lives, that we're imbued with it, surrounded by it. So we had a metaphor, if you recall, in chapter 35 from the Zohar of the Yanuka, this prodigy young child. Beautiful metaphor of a candle that has a wick that has a flame on it, and oil that is the combustion, what fuels the flame. The flame is the presence of God, the Shekhinah, the divine presence of God. That is the flame. That's what we're trying to create. So, in the Holy Temple, the first one, it was in the Holy of Holies, an expression of, as we said, Bria of Malchus of Bria, and in the second Holy Temple as well. Oops. It was an expression of of the Chabad, the intelligence of the world of Asiya, and now it is Malchus of Asiya that comes into this world through the Torah that we're studying right now. But it's not sufficient, the Torah that we study. That Torah, which is the wisdom of God, is a metaphor for oil. Oil is a metaphor, rather, the opposite. Oil is a metaphor for Torah. But in this metaphor that we have over here, the oil, the olive oil, is a metaphor for good deeds. So is it Torah or is it mitzvahs? Well, Torah comes from the wisdom of God, but that wisdom and understanding that we have of Torah needs to translate into mitzvahs, into good deeds. So therefore, the good deeds become the combustion, the fuel to create the light of God. But what do we need? How do we do the mitzvah? It's through a body. And metaphorically, that is the wick. The wick holds on to the flame. Right? Meaning the presence of God upon me. That presence of God that's upon me, how does that occur? How do I have the presence of God if I have this animal soul, this body that has another agenda? Well, in the moment of doing the mitzvah, studying Torah, that brings you to doing the act of good deeds, of a mitzvah, right? Whether it's being charitable, whether it's putting on tefillin, whether Shabbos, kosher, whatever it is. Holiday Shavuos that we're going to stand at the foot of Mount Sinai and receive the Torah this Friday in synagogue, hearing the 10 Commandments, whatever it might be, the mitzvah. What's happening is the animal soul in the body that has its own agenda, that is, its own pleasure-seeking desire that it wants to fill itself with. The end of the wick is black. That shows a transformation into nothingness, right? And that's what holds the flame. The flame doesn't hold if it doesn't turn black there, meaning it's being destroyed, the wick, right? What's being destroyed? The agenda, the attitude, the nature of the animal soul and body. That is self-directed. Now it's involved in a mitzvah. It is God-directed. And God embraced. Through it, it's creating the Shekhinah, the light of God that surrounds us, that embraces us in the act of doing a mitzvah. In the act of doing the mitzvah. So the oil that represents divine wisdom, Torah teachings, which is the divine wisdom, also represents the mitzvahs, the good deeds that we do. because the Torah teachings have to translate into the good deed that then comes through the body. And because the body is engaged in doing the mitzvah, you can't do a mitzvah without a body, right? And hence, through that transformation of the negativity of the animal soul and the body, by the righteous, it becomes from darkness to light, from bitterness to sweetness. They transform the entirety of. Okay, sorry about that on Instagram, that there is no audio. There's a poor connection, so I'm just getting off it. Okay? So it's transformed by the righteous, that darkness over there, into only goodness, light, and sweetness. By the Beinani and the rest of us. Beinani in training is not transformed entirely, but in the moment it's being iskafia, it's bent over, that it's not getting what its natural tendency is, and what it's getting is a divine connection. That's what it's getting, a divine connection, which is beautiful. Which is beautiful, that we can have in the moment a divine connection. So folks, that's our conclusion. Nishlam Sefer Rishon Shel Tanya. We conclude the first book of Tanya. May we conclude many more books together. Tomorrow we will begin the second book of Tanya. All right. And only wonderful things. All right. That's it for today's class. We'll continue tomorrow. God bless you all.